This is the Leo Automated Testing System. What this .NET web-based application allows us to do is control and monitor activity in multiple automated testing labs. In the past, each one of these testing labs was run and monitored individually, and there was no common place to schedule and view the results of that activity. So we built this application to control all of our automated environments. The main page is broken down into 4 parts. The top left is where tests are scheduled. The bottom left shows all of the tests that are in queue. The bottom right shows all of the scripts for each one of those tests and their real-time status. And the top right shows reports from previously run scripts. So what we're going to do is schedule a test. First thing you do is select a lab. We have 6 labs that we're monitoring in this console, so what we're going to do is select a smoke test. Now the second thing you do is select the batch. Now a batch is just a grouping of the scripts available for that lab. So if there are 100 scripts available, you can group those into different batches, and then those batches are scheduled to run. And scripts can be in any order, any sequence, and you can even duplicate the same scripts within a batch. So what we're going to do is schedule the first 20 scripts of this smoke test. The run mode is the next option. There are 2 options here, single node or multi-node. Now single node is if there is only one playback node. A node is the computer that runs these tests. If there's one node, then all 20 of these scripts will run on that one node in sequence. Now multi-node, if there are, in this lab there are 4 nodes, so what multi-node allows is those 20 scripts to be run on those 4 nodes so that you'll finish your tests in a quarter of the time. So we're going to run this in multi-node. Now the start time defaults for when the page is refreshed. You can change that into the future if you want to run a test after hours. And then the email address is below, and that's where reports are sent. So what we're going to do is we're going to schedule this test. We're going to add it to the schedule. Now you'll see that it appears below, and all of the scripts for this batch are now listed on the bottom right. So the first thing you'll see is that these top 4 scripts are now marked as running because those 4 nodes have taken those first 4 scripts and are running them. After one of these is completed, it'll be marked with a pass or a failure, and then that node that completes that test will move on to the next script in line. So these 4 nodes are going to work their way through these tests until they're completed and then send an email. So there's also another option to have visibility into this activity. We've created a link called View Lab. What that lets you do is it launches a Java-based thumbnail viewer that allows you to view from anywhere the activity occurring in that lab. So now we have a thumbnail view of those 4 nodes and the activity that they're creating. That all these automated tests are now visible through this interface. So you can resize this and tuck it in a corner and watch the status of the real-time test occur down here. And if you want to zoom in on each one of these windows, you can double-click it and it shows you a full screen view of that node. So you can watch your tests occur. So after these tests are completed, you'll see now that it's moving on to 12 out of the 20, so it's moving pretty quickly. After this test is complete, you'll receive an email. Now I'm going to show you a report that you'll receive in the email. This has one failure, so you'll get to see what a failure looks like. What happens is the report shows you the client, the test name, the batch name, how many scripts were included, how many passed, how many failed. In this case there are 20 scripts, 19 passed and 1 failed, so it passed at 95%. It was run by me, and this is the start time and the end time. So this started at 10:10 a.m. and ended at 10:14:46. So this is about 5-minute test to run 20 scripts. It's very efficient. So you'll see that if it passed, it shows you the name of the node that it passed, and if there's a failure, it appears in red, and it takes a screenshot and allows you to see at what point that test failed. And it shows you over here in the failure details, it shows you that the OCR area did not match the expected text. So it details exactly what it was looking for and what it found. And then it shows you that the rest of the tests passed. So this is the report that you receive in the email, and that is how this whole process is completed. So all you have to do is select the lab, select the batch, choose the run mode, and then add it to the schedule, and it appears below. And you can add multiple tests. So right now I'm going to start a test in another lab. I'm going to select another lab with another batch, and I'm going to choose to run it in single node because this lab only has one playback node, and now I'm going to add that to the schedule. So now we see that there are 2 batches running, and what you'll see is that eventually this will be marked as started, and then these you can flip back to that batch and watch the progress there too. So we'll see that this test is nearly completed. It's running the last 4 of those 20 scripts, and this one is just starting. So the first script is running, and what you can do now is click the View Lab link, and it'll launch a new Java-based thumbnail viewer for that other lab, and you can see the activity occurring there. So this is the Leo automated testing system, and these thumbnail viewers work across the internet, so you can see them from anywhere. And if you'd like to see more or to schedule a demo, please visit Buchanan.com or send an email to automation@buchanan.com. Thank you very much.